everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I am reading on today. But before we get started, go down here, go in your settings, find your subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you'll know when I upload or just when I decide to pop in. And give me a thumbs up for that unrelenting beast of an algorithm. I really, really would appreciate it. Also, our join button is down here somewhere. That is for our channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and support this channel, you're going to help it to grow, to improve, and to continue. And hopefully one day be a really, really great channel. With your help and support, I can. All right, let's get into the read. When I was putting the read together today, I was all over the place. You know, I'm always on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm always in them Twitters, always in those Twitter streets, and always in these internet streets. So I came across an article today that kind of surprised me. And usually I'm not surprised, but this one surprised me. I was over on the Daily Express. And as a squatty, we all know the Daily Express. The Daily Express is a rag, to say the least. It is one of the worst of the worst. They are even worse than the Daily Fail. Sometimes, I don't know. I think they just like neck and neck. They're both horrible, trashy rags. That's it. Um, but I found an article there that surprised me. And it also let me know that they are on X too. They are watching what we're talking about as squatties because this article came straight from X, formerly known as Twitter. If you are a person like me who stay in these internet streets, you know what's going on over at X, formerly known as Twitter. And you know when you see it in an article. And that is what's going on here. They went over to X, they saw what we were talking about, and they picked up on it. But this time, they did it right. They said what we were saying. They confirmed what we were talking about over on X. And I love it. And I am shocked by it. And what it's about is what we were talking about, and I kind of touched on yesterday in my podcast about how Meghan's impact when she was a member of the working royals over there, her projects still live on and still continue to have impact on people's lives. Her projects are still being funded by like the cookbook, like the Together cookbook. So let's get into this article. We're going to discuss what it says and how it came straight off of X. All right. The name of the article is Meghan Markle's True Impact on Royal Foundation Laid Bare in Shocking New Statistics. That was in the Daily Express. Let's go on. It says the Royal Foundation 2023 annual report has been released and it shows the impact that Meghan Markle had before she left the firm. The Daily Express is giving Meghan her flowers. They realized what they lost and what they chose to keep and what they choose to build up to try to make one of my squatties in my comments yesterday for my podcast said you can't make no, it wasn't. I think it was Sunday. We were talking about Camilla and said, you can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. But these rags over across the pond try to do it on a daily basis. They try to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, and it is plain to everyone who can see and choose to see that they're doing a poor job because you can't make something out of nothing. And that's what they're working with over there. Mediocre. Nothing. Let's go on. It says the Royal Foundation 2023 annual report has just been published and it gives new insight into Meghan Markle's impact on the firm. The 44-page document shows that the Duchess of Sussex charity cookbook that she launched back in 2018. We are now in 2024. Still making an impact to raise funds for families affected by the Grenfell fire made sales income of £84,540 last year. Still bringing in the money. Let's go on. Figures show that the financial impact of her cookbook titled Together, Our Community Cookbook, was more than the Royal Foundation raised for mental health and emergency responders programs and funded more grants than early years and emergency responders. Let's go back. It's funded more grants than all of their stuff put together. All of their royal princesses stuff put together. That's why she had to leave. That's why she had to catch cancer. It's because people can see that Kate is totally useless. Useless. She can't speak. All she can do is dress. And she doesn't do that very well. She cosplays Meghan on a regular basis. They had to get her off the stage because she was embarrassing herself. And this shows that she not only was embarrassing herself, she wasn't doing nothing. All she was doing was showing up, taking pictures. I remember Kate moving boxes in high heels. I mean, just ridiculous stuff. Let's go on. But Prince William, now this is the kicker right here. This is the kicker. Let's get into it. It says Prince William's Earthflop prize brought in just under 1.3 million and his homeless project brought in just 1.6 million. Though 1.5 million was spent on costs. That means close to half of what he brought in was spent on promoting themselves. Let me read it again. It says, but Prince William's Earthflop prize brought in under 1.3 million and his homeless projects brought in 1.6 million, though 1.5 million was spent on costs. I think that's a little over half. A little over half what he brought in was spent on costs. How is that worth anything? Let's go on. It says since the cookbook was launched, the project that marked Meghan's first since joining the royal family, it has raised an impressive 911,000 pounds. Meghan, who married into the family in May of 2028, hasn't been a patron for the Royal Foundation since 2019, nor a senior working royal since 2020. Royal Suitor, which is one of the squatties, one who I don't know if Roy Suter is a squatty or not, but I do know she is a Harry and Meghan supporter. She's a truth teller and she is all over X all the time. So they are absolutely on X following what we are saying. It says Roy Suter shared the findings on their X page, and many Raw fans shared their thoughts on Meghan's impact on the foundation. They over there spying on us. But at least they are getting some truth. That's why I be over at X all the time throwing hands. When I see some nonsense, I'm always trying to correct that nonsense because they are paying attention. They know we know. They know we know. And they know we know that they know. I figured that one out. Let's go on. It says nothing okay, it says, let's go back. It said Raw Suitor shared the findings on their X page, and many Sussex fans shared their thoughts on Meghan's impact on the foundation. Uh, nothing Meghan's noting Meghan's remarkable work, one wrote, the Hub Community Cookbook will have a lasting impact on British communities for years to come, a testament to Meghan's remarkable achievement during her tenure as a working member of the royal family. Daily Express. I kid you not. They be paying attention. That's why, I have always said, it's fine to do the mute challenge and when cannot and will not go somewhere or whatever. But I will not stand mute when they are lying and spreading nonsense and writing nonsense article. It pays to push back. I am always going to push back. I created this channel to push back. And here is evidence that pushing back is necessary, especially when you want it out that these are the things that Harry and Meghan are doing, and we see them. And they have landed on the pages of the Daily Express. And it's all about pushback. It's all about highlighting. It's all about these Sussex positive um, podcasts. They are paying attention. They hear us. They see us. They see what we are writing. That's why I am constantly in these streets, these internet streets, and especially over at X, throwing hands all the time. Because anytime I see some nonsense, I am going to push back on it. And it pays to. And here is evidence that it does. Let's go on. It says another one wrote, amazing that Meghan's first solo project continued to have such impact. Love that she restricted the profits from the sales of the cookbook 5 years on, and they will have to write about the success. And they have to. Every time they do one of these reports, it's called the Royal Foundation um, annual report. They're going to have to write about this cookbook, helping that community. And you know what? When Meghan did this, old long faced Camilla Tomney wrote an article talking about how the people who had lost everything and was using this community kitchen, how they were connected to, the T word, T and error. That she wrote that article, And if I can find it, I'm going to put it up here. She wrote that article. She did that not caring about those people, not caring about what may come because of it, the hate or retaliation that it might bring to these people. It was about tearing down Harry and Meghan's achievement, and it specifically Meghan's. And it was done on behalf of William and Kate. You can't tell me William and Kate weren't the ones who leaked the fact that Harry was dating Meghan. That, that was given to Camilla Tominey. And this was also given to Camilla Tominey to tear Harry and Meghan down, to tear Meghan down, to bring her down a peg or two, because they cannot stand excellence. They cannot stand someone who has the ability to create something successful, because these people have never had to create anything in their life. All they have ever done is slip through the birth canal. And they are the most mediocre bunch of narrow wells that I have ever, ever saw. They are. And when Meghan came along, who knew how to organize things, knew how to make things happen and create things, they hated her for it. The staff, William's staff, hated her for it. Meghan would have never been able to survive over there because of the fact of jealousy and mediocrity. I saw this thing on X. They said the most dangerous person is a stupid person who believes that they are a genius. So that's the most dangerous person you can have. And that's William in a nutshell. And he would have stopped at nothing until he broke Meghan all the way down. I'm so glad Harry and Meghan, but Harry specifically took his wife and took his baby and said, "We out of here. We're not doing this no more. We don't have to do it no more, and we're not." Meghan was a star, and she just wasn't a clothes hanger like the one that they had before. Meghan has beauty, she has brains, and she has ability. She is the modern princess. But yet and still, they still try to make this mediocre woman who had to catch cancer in order to get off the world stage because of the fact that people was finding her out. I remember when she was with Jill Biden. She could, Dr. Jill Biden was sitting up there with all her accolades and all of her letters behind her name. And there was Kate sitting up there with cue cards and not narrow ability to hold a decent conversation about early childhood, to the point where they had to rush her off the stage. And Dr. Jill Biden was asking, "What is going on?" She said she thought she was going to have a engagement with the audience. They were going to be able to ask questions. We was going to have a Q&A. But they knew that Kate could not handle a Q&A. Kate cannot handle reading stuff off of a cue card, much less a Q. And look at Meghan. Meghan shows that exceptional always is going to show itself. And here, since she hadn't done anything since 2018, and she's still outpacing these mediocre people. And they had to report on it. And every year they're going to have to report on it. And I just love that for them. I do. I love it for them. And let's see what else it says. It said a third commented and said the Duchess of Impact, Meghan Markle effect, the Meghan Markle effect never fails, whilst another simply wrote beyond impressive. And that was in the Daily Express. And that is why it's important for us to push back because they're paying attention. They see our tweets that we put out on X. And when we bring it, they take note. And here is evidence of that. I just love it. I just love it. Meghan is not just a face. And that is why William was so butthurt when Harry said, "Look what I have found." William said, "Yeah, look at what you found. What you found is better than what I found, or what found me." Because we know Kate stalked him. He should, Harry said, now see, I'm finna get messy. Harry said, "Look what I have found." And William said, "Look what found me." All right, y'all. That is the read. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Bye.